is Aryan, and I'll do a presentation on global warming. I want to tell you a story I heard. It was about a sailor who was going back to his home in Long Beach, California. He took a shortcut through a gyre, which many few sailors take. While he was going through a shortcut, he could see what he could not believe. Plastic. Tons and tons of plastic going all the way to the bottom of the ocean. This is a Pacific garbage patch. This patch was created by us humans, polluting, and polluting. In fact, we polluted so much that this patch is now twice the size of Texas. This patch affects our animals. 3 words: plastic kills animals. These are one of the reasons why global warming is still happening. Now, what is global warming? Global warming is the Earth getting hotter and hotter every year because of air and ground pollution. Global warming also creates something very deadly: hurricanes. Hurricanes need a lot of moist air to keep it going. Global warming creates a lot of moist air for hurricanes to create and grow stronger. Now, I want everybody to take a guess on how many hurricanes were there last year in the year 2016. Any guesses? Riley?
Number 1.
No. Gerald?
3.
Huh? 3? No, a lot more than that. Caroline?
7.
More than that. Oliver?
30.
Okay. The number of hurricanes were more than 20 hurricanes happened last year. So, you know what is global warming, but who and what does it affect? Global warming affects our atmosphere. It damages the ozone layer. The ozone layer is a layer of the atmosphere that protects us from sun's dangerous UV rays. When smoke from air pollution goes to the ozone layer, it erases some of it, therefore causing the UV rays to get in and heat up the Earth's surface. Now, I want everybody to close their eyes and picture a polar bear. Imagine he's happy in his home in 1976. Now, imagine his kids losing in their home because it's melting away. Believe me, this is a real picture. This is what UV rays will do to our animals. Global warming also affects our animals. Since there will be a quick adaptation of weather, a lot of animals, like these polar bears, will not be able to handle it. For example, birds. Birds go closer to the poles when it gets warm. If this heating continues, there will be nowhere to go, therefore causing a lot of species to go extinct. That causes a damage in the food chain and causes a lot of other species to go extinct. Now, how many of you think the air is just fine? Well, it's not. In some places it's not, and soon it'll be everywhere. Global warming is also air pollution. Global warming affects our environment by affecting people's lungs. A lot of people in cities cough a lot because of the air. The air. Can you believe it? Out of all the things that people's lungs are getting affected and they're coughing is air. People need to wear air masks to go outside. Now, global warming also affects one last thing. That's us. Remember how the sun's UV rays were melting our ice caps? Well, that turns into water, and that increases the flood levels by a lot. Now let me show you a picture here. These are the flood levels in the European countries by 2050. A lot of countries like Portugal, Spain, and the United Kingdom can be possibly flooded. Now, you know what is global warming and who and what does it affect? But what can you do to stop it? Now, this part of the TED Talk is where you guys come in. This is how we stop global warming. An easy thing you can do is when you get back home, you can swap your regular light bulb for a compact fluorescent one. This light bulb is much more efficient, so you don't have to keep switching it. Another thing you can do is unplug. Now, unplugging does not mean you have to not use your electronics. It just means when you're not charging them, unplug your chargers. This saves a lot of energy. Now, this idea works on phones and iPads. But what about desktops and TVs? They have too many chargers and too many outlets. Like, what about that? Well, you can use something called a surge protector. A surge protector keeps all the outlets in one thing right here. Then when you're done with your desktop or TV, or it's at the end of the night, you can switch all the power off with one switch right there. Now, we talked about ways you can use less energy, but what about alternative energy? Now, alternative energy is energy that lasts forever. For example, solar panels. Solar panels, you don't need a lot of money and space for this. You can just put them on your roof. And these solar panels will take energy from the sun and use it as energy, real energy to power your house. This is much better than using fossil fuels and creating air pollution. Now, you know, next time your parents are buying a car, maybe they should think about getting a hybrid car. A hybrid car runs on half electric and half diesel. Now, I know some of you don't like the way that electric cars look, or sometimes they're too expensive. But this hybrid car is less expensive, and it's almost as good. This saves a lot of energy. Now, we talked about ways you can use less energy and alternative energy in getting a hybrid car. But you can also recycle. Now, going back on the car, if your parents are not buying a car soon, you can switch your diesel. You can use something called biodiesel. Biodiesel is made out of composting material. An example of biodiesel is ethanol. Ethanol is made by corn. This is much better than using fossil fuels, again. Now, you can also use a compost pile. A compost pile is very helpful if you have a garden. You can just put your vegetable peels and other composting material into this compost pile. After a year, this pile will look more like soil, and this material is called humus. Now, this is not the hummus used for your dips. This material is called humus from compost pile. Just take all of this and spread it on your vegetables, and it will grow your vegetables a lot more healthier. Now, raise your hand if you use a reusable tote bag when you go to the grocery store. Looks like this. Good, that's a lot of you. For those of you who didn't raise your hand, you should use a reusable tote bag. This bag makes you not use paper or plastic. Now, we all know paper comes from trees, but cutting down trees takes a lot of carbon dioxide. And trees can absorb carbon dioxide. So by just getting this reusable tote bag, you can save a lot of energy. Now, these are not big steps I explained to you to stop global warming. You can all do these steps. But it's mine and your job to do them. Let's stop global warming together. Thank you.